Hey, so that you can avoid the biggest mistakes, I want to cover them and exactly what mistakes you could possibly make so you're cognizant of, hey, look, I'm making a mistake here and I want to correct this. So I'm going to go over some of those. Number one, you go at a customer with a random approach. Look, the reality is you're going to be lost the entire time wondering what to do next, how to connect with your customer. What do I say next? Don't do this to yourself. Know exactly what step you're on at all times and where you're going next. Second biggest mistake, you skip steps because you think, oh, I don't need to do this. It doesn't apply to this customer. Big mistake. Each step applies to every customer. Third, you skip in order to speed things up. Look, the reality is this has hurt you every time you've done it. All you're going to do is make your sale longer, not shorter. The fourth mistake, you miss any part of any recipe and you'll either have to make it again or no one's going to eat the meal. See, this is what's happening to you in selling. You're missing steps. Shortcuts regarding this road to the sale will typically cost you not just time, but money. Do not skip steps. The fifth biggest mistake, talked out of steps. You've been convinced by a customer they don't need it. I don't need the demonstration, Grant. I know the product. We buy this product every year. I know it. Do not let people convince you out of this step. Who's selling? They selling you or you selling them? Because who's ever selling controls the process. Look, let's say you skip the demonstration and the customer convinces you they don't need to do it or they don't want to do it or they don't have the time. Midway in your negotiations, every time they're going to say, let me go back and look at the product again. Let me go back and drive it again. Let me go back and see what I'm actually buying. Or worse, they're going to say, I got to think about it. Because there's no emotional connection to the purchase. And if there's no emotional connection to the purchase, look, if it doesn't solve a problem or they're not in love with it, they're not going to do it tonight. Okay, sixth mistake. You don't get answers to questions asked. This is a massive problem across the population of salespeople. Make it a rule that when you ask a question, you always, always, always get an answer. Because if you can't get people to answer your questions, you can't close them. So if I ask somebody their name and they don't answer me, I'm going to say, sir, your name, please. And he says, he doesn't answer. I'm like, forgive me, sir, your first name? If I can't control the asking of questions and the receiving of an answer, I'm in trouble. Selling is control. Trust is about communication. And if you don't insist on getting answers to questions that you ask, you will never sell, you will never control, and you will never build trust. People that don't talk to you will not buy from you. Number 7, you avoid asking questions. This is a mistake. See, for reasons that you make up, you came up with some cuckoo answer or reason, you refuse to ask people questions. Oh my gosh, I'm going to offend them. Oh, I'm going to ask them what their budget is. That's none of my business. Or I'm going to ask them, what brought them in today? Or why today? Why did you decide to come in on a Thursday? It's too personal. You're making up stuff. Look, get over it. If you're going to blow the deal, if you're going to blow the opportunity, blow it because you knew what you were doing, because you did ask, not because you didn't. The best way to take interest in another human being is not to talk to them. It's not to tell them something. It's to ask a question. The 8th mistake, you get to price before determining whether the product even satisfies the buyer's wants and needs. Look, this is only done because you don't fully understand the benefits of each of the steps to control the process. Number 9, you're unable to handle tough customers. Look, you need to recondition your thinking about tough customers. I love tough customers. I would rather a tough customer than an easy one any day. Let me tell you why. Tough customers are better. You know why they're better? Because the competition can't handle them and they can always buy. You know that hard charging, in a hurry, appears to know what they want? Look, they resist control, but when you polish up your game, okay, when you polish up your game and you know how to handle that buyer, they always get approved, they always can buy, they can change their own schedule, and they never check with anybody else because they are hard charging. And your competition has no clue how to handle them. This is who you want to prepare for. Okay, the 10th mistake, you're too mechanical. You're not fluid. You know what I mean? When you're learning something new, you're not fluid, it's new, it's awkward. You're surfing, you're on a skateboard or whatever. You're learning how to dance, you're not fluid. Look, that's about training. See, when you start using words like, well, sir, we have to do this first. We cannot go to this step until we do this step first. See, you're not fluid, you're mechanical. Or you say something like, look, I can't give you this until we do this, 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 and this. You're mechanical. You need to get fluid. You need to get very, very fluid. And the only way to get fluid is through repetition, training, education, and practice. You want to be smooth, not mechanical. Look, you want to learn each of these mistakes by heart. You know why? Because you want that red flag, that yellow flag, that caution light. I'm making a mistake right now. Mistakes mean what? No sale. You want to know these mistakes by heart so that you don't make them.